So we've gotten in a habit of starting podcasts with an intro at the end. And this is really the first podcast that we've had I have had like a free range of liquor just on hand. And so I'm blasted at now the beginning of the episode. But I started out not so bad. And, you know, what a great episode to start. I mean, what did we talk about? We talked about really the growth of ourselves in this past 6 months.
Yep.
Why did we leave? It's a huge question. Like, why did we actually not do podcasts for months?
If you're wondering, the answer is coming up.
Coming up. Stick around. And, you know, we talked about travel. We talked about Logan's give back with the Quiet Kid Foundation, which is just such a great cause for a really, you know, for people that need it. And, you know, honestly, this is a victory lap. This is a celebration of what we overcame and what we have achieved in this, really, not even just the past year, but really since the beginning of summer, and how we have grown as people. And this is an episode that you're going to want to listen to front to back. A lot of Easter eggs and a lot of random shit happens in this that you're not going to want to miss. So welcome back to the show. Thank you so much for joining us. And as always, we will see you in there. I'm going to go get some water. What a setup tonight too. We got a little celebratory tootski to come back. I don't know, I like that, dude. We got a little Woodford Reserve. No free ads, but Woodford Reserve from Ajand, huge fan of the show, and long time forever friend. And yes. this one's going on rocks with no fucking mixture at all. And, well, I mean, to be honest with you, if you're watching on YouTube and you see this hit the bottom, it's going to be quite a time. I just put about half the bottle in, fuck. Perfect. This is going to be a slow burn, please and thanks. But, hey, a toast to you guys. We're back. So
Welch's sparkling red grape juice for all the high schoolers out there. This is shout out to y'all.
Shout out to our high school listeners. When you turn 21, you can be like me. A degenerate. I told Logan to open it on camera so I could watch him. If that hits me in my fucking eye, oh my god.
Shit is fucked. That's why I wanted to open it.
Don't shake it.
I think it's just a twist on.
It is, yeah, it's a cap. You can twist it off. Be careful. Holy fuck, this is scary.
Let me try it.
Oh, me? Okay.
I have no grip.
I mean, hilarious in retrospect that we chose to start our new welcome back episode trying to open bottles. But
there it is.
There it is. All right, come on. There we go.
There it is.
We got it.
I need this.
I need this. He's like, sounds like an old alcoholic. Like, fuck, I need this. All right, cheers.
Salute.
We're back. A lot to talk about, man. Jeez.
There's been more life in the past, 3 months since we've been gone?
Yeah.
And probably the last 5 years of my life.
Yeah, that's crazy to say. Try this. Hates all alcohol, by the way.
Oh, that is terrible.
Oh, come on, man. It's smooth. You gotta learn to appreciate the finer things, man.
That's like appreciating poison.
Well, you know, if this is poison, then
so be it.
I guess so, man. Wow, it's tough to even think about where to get into, but I think that a great place to like really kick this off is to think and reflect on why we chose to step away, because there were so many people that were like, where's the podcast? And like, obviously the key with content creation is to be consistent. So like, why stop?
Yep.
And I think that stopping creating this podcast for as long as we did was exactly what has brought us to this point, because it was just such a chance to step away and really reflect on what was going on. And here's where I come from with this. When we really started doing the podcast in a dedicated way in May, you know, I think that like now it's really easy for me to say, like, I had just come off of a very bad heartbreak and like this like earth-shattering moment where like things felt like they were standing still and weren't going to ever get better. And so the podcast was kind of like an outlet for me to channel my emotions into creativity. And like I think about this all the time. Like you, Logan, were such a big part of that adjustment for me in that unexpected period of time. And you were there to co-host a podcast with me when I really needed it. And that's how this all started. And then I kind of like relate that to, you know, the growth process moving forward. And it was like, okay, like I need to really just like move away from the spotlight as much as I can and really adjust my life as well as I possibly could. And, you know, down 20 pounds later, a new career path, and, you know, all of these like let's take a victory lap, like all the fucking wins that came to this point, and it's not even what we want to do yet. It's just like little victories along the way, and we have talked many times about the little victories and appreciating them. Like this is that time. They were huge, and you know, now we find ourselves here.
Yep. And
then in the midst of that, you know, there was just so much growth on your end as well, and so much adjusting.
You know, it's there's so much good in the bad, and that's what it really comes down to. I realized that really from the beginning, because I also had to take my break. It was, let's see, I don't even know where to start.
Get a sip in.
Let me
get a fucking sip in.
Because so much has changed literally in 3 months. Like I don't even know if my time lapse is going to be correct because of how fast things have went.
It's been a quick 3 months.
I guess that really sums it up. The good definitely outshines the bad. And I don't really want to get in too much on the bad just because it doesn't even deserve to have light shed on it.
Never.
Yeah. But what it has brought is, you know, 3 months ago, let's reflect. I mean, we're now officially moved into this home. It's been an awesome home.
315.
315, yep.
Holy fuck. Never did I think that I would be so attached to a number, but it became
it's a lifestyle.
315 became a lifestyle.
It is actually a lifestyle, and it's deeper than like a joke. Like it actually has been life-changing. Like we have accomplished more than, I wouldn't say more than we would have dreamed of, but way faster than I anticipated for sure.
And it was just more like, okay, like this stuff that we were envisioning is actually starting to happen. Mm-hmm. And not even just that, but it's like every time anything happens, it's almost like when people say like such is life, c'est la vie, like whatever. We looked at it as like, okay, like we had a bad day, something didn't go well, 315. And then like we get this huge win, like something that we really wanted to happen happened, and we would let's propose a toast to 315, and everything in between as well. And like it's so weird how that happened, but it literally became like just this dynamic and this mindset that we went into where it was like, okay, like we are going to just deal with each thing, positive, negative, and everything in the middle as it's happening.
Exactly.
315.
And what we did was we handled it the right way. Because me and you both, in very different situations, we were dealt with very difficult problems. Mm-hmm. And not one time did either one of us act immaturely. Not one time did we lash out at the people who wronged us. Not once did we turn to social media. Not once did we, do anything illegal. Like we held our head high. We took our
illegal. I mean, it depends on who you ask, but yeah, some illegal shit maybe might have happened. But,
nothing like damaging to the person who wronged us. Right.
315.
315.
I think that's true though. I mean,
we
not even just the people. Like it was the situations, and it's not just one person. By the way, when we say people, it's just it's so many different situations and things that happened, and it all came at us really quick. Mm-hmm. and it was such a growing period, and really such a testimony to our character that we were able to like pass through that. And it's crazy because even the stuff that we were upset about, like the biggest perspective for me was there is so much worse going on, and there's so many people that are having way harder struggles than me, and obviously like that's so easy to say and then overlook, but it really is the truth. And I had to put it in perspective. I had to stop feeling sorry for myself. And then there was just one day where I woke up and just everything started to work. And you remember that day specifically because we talked about it, and it was just it was such a positive step in the right direction. And what shocks me, Logan, is that for me, like, it took some time. Like, it really took me a little bit of processing to really understand what was going on. And, you know, I know he's going to listen. My brother, Mateus Rode, I was just thinking about this earlier today, was such a huge integral part in my growth in this past year that he has to be on camera and on audio, like, documented as one of the guys that brought me out of a place that without him I may not have gotten out of. Same to you.
Shout out Mateus,
the professor, recurring guest, and he'll be back in 2022. I think he's in London right now or some shit like that, but
that's awesome.
He'll be back. But you know, just I'm kind of like flying off the handle here in just the victory lap of this past 6 months, but like just so much growth and so much realization of that growth, and it became such a positive motivator. It's like, okay, like that was really awesome and thank God we did it, but now what's next?
Exactly.
Like, let's get more.
You know what really interests me is whenever I did go through my soul searching, I thought of things that I would have never even imagined myself doing. So like even like again, like we started a foundation, which is new news to probably everyone watching.
Just about, yeah.
So we have a foundation called a Quiet Kid Foundation, which solely sparked of the idea of just giving back and, you know, bringing our life into a positive light. And what started off as a small idea has now skyrocketed into events, event planning, which actually, from the time you're hearing this, we're 2 days out.
Right.
2 days out until we do our Christmas give back.
Probably less. I mean, it's dropping on Friday at midnight, the day before the first, like, massive event that we've done. And I shouldn't even say we. I was talking about this earlier. It was like barely even we. It was definitely you, Logan. Like you orchestrated this whole thing. You planned it, and of course you had help, and you said that. And I agree. I mean, there were people that reached out and helped and gave back, and so many donations, which was awesome.
Shout out to everyone who donated.
Absolutely.
You guys definitely made it possible, man. It's way bigger than me.
Yeah, no, and you've said that the whole time, but you know, I'm giving you the credit that you won't give yourself on camera. It's like you really, like, you did this. And, you know, it's just my schedule just so happened to be just way too busy to really, like, be hands-on with the creation of this. And I remember telling you that. I was like, look, like, I'm backed up really until event 1. And, like, you know, was able to shoot a couple promos and edit them out and do some stuff, but you took this challenge upon yourself. And I remember thinking to myself internally, I can say this now that it's happened, like, it was unfortunate that I couldn't help and that I couldn't be there, but in my head I was also thinking, like, this is a really big challenge that I'm excited to see if he rises up to. And I never doubted you, but I just wanted to watch it happen. And, you know, I watched you do this as an adult, dealing with people twice, maybe in some cases 3 times our age, and really make it your own and do something that's gonna be incredible. And you know, we have so much more ahead in that avenue.
Oh yeah, the foundation is just getting started. This is just the first test.
It's a test, yeah.
Literally,
it's like the preseason.
We're gonna go in. It's not even a test because there's no doubt. We're gonna go in. We're gonna kill this event, which is gonna set the building block for several more.
Right, and that's just, it's unbelievable to me that, like, there's not many people at your age. I mean, you're 20. You know, 20 years old.
That's another thing that's changed. I turned 20 since our last episode.
Your birthday was a bit of a blur for me personally, but you remember the full thing. We might have to roll the clip. Like, there's just a clip of me, like, I think I fucked up your birthday. I was, like, in the video, like, Logan's motherfucking 21st. It's like such a milestone birthday that's in totally 365 days after the fact.
There were certain people, and I will, because of the respect, I will shout out everyone who came to that birthday. Even though they're no longer here today, they were a great piece. So shout out to you guys. You know who you are if you're listening.
Fallen soldiers.
Yes, fallen soldiers.
315.
315.
315.
They made the party great.
No, absolutely, it was a blast, and I mean, we were able to go get some food and celebrate kind of in a more like relaxed state, to put it lightly. And that was really cool too, because, birthdays are always just such a celebration of life. And I remember being around somebody who's, no longer in my life either, who really loved birthdays. And I was just like, who the fuck cares? And, she made me appreciate my own birthday, which I never give a fuck about, and then others as well. And now, like, birthdays, like, I'm actually like I force celebration upon people. Like I think I forced you to take a shot. And dude, I mean, just really, your birthday was just really another like milestone and turning point. Just kind of not even intentionally. It was just a time where, I think you really stepped it into overdrive with just the work and the pressure that you were applying to yourself to make things happen. And
that's kind of how I deal with things though. Like I was thinking this to myself from my drive back to Pensacola today. A lot of times, like, when you stop feeling sorry for yourself and you look at life as like a challenge or a goal, if you look at it in that way, there's no challenge you can't achieve. So if you don't feel sorry for yourself, and if you're not just laying down and you treat it as a challenge, you can beat any challenge that's put in front of you.
Anything. Yeah, and it's so wild that you put it that way, because like every challenge that comes into your life, whether you're working towards a positive goal or you're rebounding off of a negative happenstance in the past, the only thing that's really interfering with you is this voice that's in your head. And I was reading about it in a book, The Untethered Soul, I think it's called. And in that book, it's basically saying, like, there is a voice in your head that is constantly talking to you, telling you what you think you need to hear. And it's crazy because, like, you're thinking, like, to yourself, like, oh, like, that's bullshit. Like, there's no voice talking to me. That's the voice.
It's true.
And it's wild because you almost feel like that voice is not able to be controlled, but the voice is you. So when you train your brain to start telling yourself what you need to hear, then you found your purpose. And that's the hard part, is figuring out what it is that you have to do and what you have to think. And once you get that, you're good, you're set.
While we're on that topic, I would love to lean into, speaking of things that we had to do, we're now both pretty much self-employed, which is another great, toast to us. I think that's one thing that we haven't gave ourselves credit for. I think this is the first time we've even said it out loud. We have no real boss anymore. We work for ourselves. We get to pretty much create our own free time, and you do yours however you do it, and I do mine however I do mine, but we're like solely looking for peace. And I think we're doing a great job as opposed to 3 months ago.
Definitely. And you can even dial it back 3 months, and there was so much pressure to get things paid for. Like, let's just call it what it is. I mean, like, we're keeping the lights on and doing stuff that's not fulfilling. And I thought, that's another thing, like, I thought that I was in my dream career and my dream focus, and didn't even realize that it was taking everything out of me to do it. And really was like, without even my free will involved, like, I was forced out of that position, and it sucked for like 30 minutes, and then I was like, that actually is such a relief. And then came into something very shortly afterwards. Don't know if he'll listen, but huge shout out to Alex Bush, works at Barstool in New York City, and was just, someone reached out to him with an opportunity, and he just dished it off my way. And it was just from there, I mean, working remotely and being able to control my own schedule has, even in these last couple weeks, just changed my life completely. Like, I don't even actually know how to handle myself yet, because it's actually, it's kind of like when when you're brought up by protective parents, which wasn't my experience, but I just noticed with protective parenthood, like if you're held back for so long, like those are the people that go to college and just go fucking wild.
Yep.
And that's kind of how I went for a couple days. I was like, I can stay up until fucking sunrise. And then I'm getting up for work the next day. And I'm like, okay, like I still have to get up and eventually do something. And so like that was a huge change as well. But, you know, just a huge testimony, I guess, to creating your own schedule is you got to be on it. And now, you know, we balance this content creation, and we have so many plans for 2022 with our content creation. And we've talked about it, and you know, so many investments in ourselves, I think, to make that, you know, we have to be on our game. We have no choice.
I feel like, even though this isn't the case, I feel like everyone in the world is like working at the exact same thing I'm doing. So I have to work even harder than them, because I feel like if I don't work for it, someone else is going to take it.
That's true.
And that's how I've really just been handling myself now.
Yeah, I mean, that's a competitive nature. It's almost like an athlete's mindset, like not wanting to lose. And it's so easy.
I'm terrified of it.
Oh, me too.
The thought of like not achieving what it is that, it's not even like I'm not even scared of the judgment of other people. I'm scared of letting myself down. That's another big thing I've learned. I said, fuck trying to prove people wrong. I want to prove myself right. And now that I've started to do that, I just appreciate things way more.
Hell yeah. That's insane, honestly, to even hear. I mean, what a huge positive to be able to challenge yourself like that. And those are the people that do succeed, because they have a mindset set in place that they're in a way it's tunnel vision, because you're just looking ahead and you're aspiring to achieve what you've put out for yourself, but you're not looking to everybody else for validation. It's really, really hard to be a happy person when you are seeking validation from others. It doesn't matter, your friends, your family, your significant other. If you're constantly thriving solely off of another human being's validation and acceptance, there is naturally no way that you are going to be happy 100% of the time. But if you're happy with yourself, and if you're content with what you're doing and the path that you're on, and in your head you know that you're doing everything you can, there's really nobody who can tell you anything.
Exactly.
And it's so weird how it happens that the people that really, really matter in your life, they don't apply that pressure to you, and they don't leave it up to their decision whether or not you're doing well. They just look at you and they push you and they cheer you forward. And I've realized that with the people that I have in my life now, and I'm talking about, what is it, fucking December 16th, 2021. At this moment, the people that are as actively involved in my life as they possibly can be from wherever across the country, the one reason that I've kept them in my life and they've remained in my inner circle is because they are, without any judgment past, cheering me forward. And it's really, really crazy, because there's so many people that don't have that. And maybe they don't even want it. Like they don't seek it. And so if one person can hear that and then start to actively seek out people that are going to positively influence them with no conditions, then we've done our job tonight.
Exactly. You nailed it. That's spot on. And
I have to take a fucking sip after that one, because that's crazy.
And, you know, with me, and speaking of like just self-reflection, doing things like that, I find my peace in travel. Like just traveling as much as I can.
You've been all over.
Both of us, really. We've both been traveling.
Talk about your job. I mean, you fucking just, you know, you're on a cleanse right now. You're on a journey.
Yeah. So I'm employed because I employed myself. So I was working a job and I got stuck into the trap again. The trap is when you work for money, you're never gonna have enough money. Don't get that twisted with don't like prioritize money. You have to make money to be free. You have to make money to truly be able to do what you want to do. But if you prioritize it more than anything in life, you're going to get stuck in the trap of chasing money until you die. Because if your sole purpose is to get money, you're never going to have enough. If your sole purpose is to get cars, you're always going to want another car. If your sole purpose is to, you know, have women, you're always going to want more women. But if you're content with what you have and you only want to like use the things that you do earn for their proper use. Like, let's say I have enough money, I get sick, I know I'm taken care of. My mom gets sick, I can take care of her. If I want to go to Belize, I can go to Belize. If I want to go to Paris, I can go to Paris. Like, shit like that. Like, that's where money is important.
Shout out Paris. And,
that's
and
where,
Tim Tran Van.
And that's how I've been living, you know? Of course you have responsibilities. Of course you have the things you have to do. Like, you're not always going to be able to wake up and just do whatever you want. That's life. You have to balance. But if you do it the right way, you can prioritize the important things more than the bullshit. And that's what I really understood now. So the bills are paid. That's my only bullshit right now. So why not travel? Why not go do whatever it is I want to do that day? If I want to wake up and go to the beach, I'll wake up and go to the beach. If I want to wake up and go to Colorado, shout out Colorado, go to Colorado.
Shout out the whole fucking city of Colorado.
If I want to take a girl to Miami and then take my best friend to Miami the weekend after, we'll go fucking do it. Shout out Logan Lamb.
Not a hypothetical, by the way. That happened 2 weekends in a row. Took a chick to Miami, turned up, took his boy to Miami the next week.
Turned up.
Shout out to Logan Lamb, another recurring guest who, you know, needed it badly. And, you know, dude, travel is such a necessity as a young person. I can't harp on this enough. And I'm lucky to be able to have traveled and plan to travel more.
You subconsciously played a big role in that, by the way.
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone travel as much as you, and you, like, subconsciously pushed me to want to go out there and do that.
Yeah.
Because especially the people that I've been around, like, it's not that I didn't want to travel, it's that until you're around those situations, which is why I like Miami so much. When you're around, you know, your dreams, they become more realistic, if that makes sense. Like, they're almost like graspable. But when you're not around it, it seems more like an imagination. So being around you, seeing the places that you've been, that makes me feel like, okay, I can do it too. Going to Miami and seeing that lifestyle, I can achieve that too.
I remember at age 21, the first time I, like, truly left the country and, I mean, immersed myself in a culture that I had never been in before. I went to Brazil, and it's just, like, it's so crazy to me that, like, that period of time that I was there, how much value I gained from it. Not even just from, like, having a good time. It wasn't like going to fucking, like, I don't know, like the town over and seeing a new town or a city that I hadn't seen. Like, I was in a new culture, and I just learned so much and got so much perspective from it. And Americans, but especially young Americans, need, I think, to be put in a position where they're not comfortable. And the easiest way to do that is to just be around people who are not like you. But if you put yourself in their culture, like a completely different thing from what you're used to, you're gonna see some growth from it and some learning from it. And, you know, I think that a lot of the roadblocks for us as young people are finances. Like, it's expensive to travel, sure, but the hardest part is getting there. Once you get there, there's going to be affordable ways to live. And, you know, I was in hostels in Europe where it was like 13 euros a night and your drinks were included and you were bunking in a room with 30 kids. Like, think about that. That's fucking wild. And trust me when I say it is everything that you would expect it to be and more. And if you haven't done it, you've got to.
I've never done anything like that, but I definitely find affordable ways to travel. Like, I enjoy scenery more than, like, the touristy things. So, like, when I go travel, like, 99% of my stuff is free. So, like, the hikes are free, you know, the sightseeing is free. And I don't even really eat out that much. Like, if I go, I'll get some normal food, and then instead of paying $100 for a meal, I'll pay $5 and then have $95 to spend on whatever else I want to do. So, like, snowboarding was awesome. Kicked my ass, but definitely glad I did it.
Couldn't walk for days. I think that it's also important, though, and not to contradict you, but I'm gonna. I think that it actually is really important to be a tourist in the place that you're at and to kind of own it, because, like, you have to see the things that are necessary to be seen in each location. So, like, very much, like, look up in the city that you're in or the country that you're in what is cool in that city and then go see it and own it. Like, I think that the one thing that you absolutely shouldn't do is go into somebody else's culture and then try to claim that you are of their culture or that you know what's going on. Like, be a sponge, learn what's going on, and be like, hey, like teach me how to eat this new food, or show me what this like new sport is that you play. In Brazil, I played beach tennis for the first time ever. It was the sickest sport ever. It's like a fucking like a short paddle and like a foam ball, and you play it on a beach volleyball court, and ball lands in the sand, it's a point. Coolest shit ever. and just all types of other stuff, like that. You gotta kind of own the fact that you are an American, or wherever you're from and you're visiting. You got to own that you're from that culture, and then let everybody know it and be like, hey, like show me the way and teach me, and then do it. And that's where you're going to get the most growth, because you're realizing that people have this way of life and this, this routine that is so, for lack of a better word, foreign to your own, and they're willing to teach it to you. And something that I found out that was amazing about that is, a lot of Americans might think that when they go to other countries, like, we're going to be hated or we're going to be like looked down upon. But people were so interested everywhere I went. They were so interested in what Americans were like, and they wanted to learn more about my culture. And they were actually very, very flattered and astonished that I was interested in learning theirs as well. And so they took it as like, this guy is legit. Like, he's really, really cool. And I'm talking about, maybe they didn't think that. Maybe it was all in my fucking head. Maybe they thought I was a fucking idiot. But I don't know. Like, I think that like they were really receptive, I should say, to the fact that I was willing to learn their side of things instead of imposing my own, And I don't know. There's so much merit to young people. And it's majority young people going to be listening to this that just need to know that if you have not traveled, and it doesn't even have to be internationally, it really doesn't. It could just be to a new city that you haven't seen, and that's actually way cheaper. So it's an option for people who are, maybe coming out of high school or are in high school, going into college, whatever your scenario may be. If you're low on budget, I mean, you can get a flight to Vegas for $100 round trip. You can go to, I'm just gonna rattle off cities: Dallas, Miami, Los Angeles, and really you're only gonna pay a couple $100 round trip, and the rest of it's gonna be relatively cheap. Airbnbs and cheap food the whole way.
That's one thing I've been trying to get, like, tap into the kids I've been talking to at the schools. I really want them to understand that, like, travel is the one thing that you spend money on that makes you richer. And like, I've seen kids fall victim to it too much. Like, they'll not travel, they'll stay in their hometown, and if that's the life they want to live, I don't want to judge them for that, but I almost feel like I'm, like, from the things that I have seen and the things that you have seen, like, I want people to experience that as well.
Yeah.
Because at least where I came from, it's not really talked about. Like, it's almost like we're brought up thinking that, like, this little town in Alabama is really all there is. Like, yeah, you talk about New Orleans, yeah, you talk about Tennessee, but, like, not once did I learn about Dubai. Not one time. I had to find that out because of the internet. So imagine kids, like my parents, like, they didn't know anything about that.
Well, I mean, I think that also there is a major, major lapse in the development of young people, in encouraging them to not only just leave the place that they came from, but to just, think about what's outside. Think about what is in the world, because the world is so vast and it's so unique and it's wild. I mean, think about all these civilizations that have kind of settled down across the universe. Well, the world, I guess. Maybe the universe. Who fucking knows?
Not even a question. Definitely
the universe. Didn't plan to tap into extraterrestrial life in this podcast.
Not even a question. It's infinite. It's infinite universe.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, let's dumb it down to the Earth. There's so many different, like, cultures and differences in people in each place that you go. And it's even for the United States. Like, the United States is vastly different. The South compared to the North, holy fuck, such a difference. And for good and for bad, obviously, same with everything else. And I think that the concept of learning as much as you can about those differences is a rush. Mm-hmm. It's so exhilarating for me to think about how these changes are going to affect me. And it's almost like it's wild. It's like addicting almost. Like you want to see more, you want to learn more, and it's not just for the fact that it was like, hey, I've been there. It's like, hey, like I learned this while I was there. I've probably like worn you ragged with all of my stories about all the places that I've like learned something new and experienced something new, and I want more. Another cool reason that I, am happy I work remote is that I can now get paid to work wherever I want in this world.
Exactly.
So 2022, you're going to see me popping across the fucking planet.
Exactly.
Because I've been in, God bless Pensacola. I love this city. I've been here too frequently, and it's time to see something different.
I think in the past month and a half, I've probably been home for a total of 1 week. I think we've just been on the go, man. It's not even planned. Like, it's just like when I plan trips, and you've seen this, it's literally like last minute, one night. Let's just go. Like, we'll drive at 2 a.m. Get there at 10 a.m. Come home the next day.
I've never seen anything like this, by the way. I've never fucking seen anything like this. This dude, he defies all laws of physics and maybe all laws of like physical health. Dude will leave at like midnight and be like, fuck it, dude, we'll drive through the night. And like he tries to get the people he travels with on board with it too. I've never seen this before. Oh, fuck it, man. Like we're going to leave at like 1 a.m. Fuck it, we'll get there at like 8 in the morning, and then we'll have the whole day. And then we get, at the end of the night, we'll just hit it back. And I heard you making that plan. I was like, what? Like I've never. And dude, you did it not only one weekend, but 2 weekends in a row going to Miami. Yep. Just pulling all-nighters on the road, getting there, enjoying the day, enjoying the weekend, barely sleeping, and just heading the fuck back. Never before have I seen that. I don't know if I could do that, but if you're young, and I'm not trying to call myself old, but maybe I'm fucking old if I can't do it. That's hard.
We did that 2 weekends. We did the same thing with Atlanta. We took a trip to the Smokies with my grandpa. We're going back to the Smokies in a week. And then hopefully, when I get my passport, I'll be hitting Europe with you.
Yeah.
Which will be even crazier.
Yeah. No, Europe early 2022 for me, and, excited to see my connections over there again. I mean, fuck, man. I got friends that are living in Madrid right now who I haven't seen since I was living in Mexico, actually.
That's awesome.
And, it was crazy because like COVID hits, and, my one buddy, Tim, I actually already shouted him out in this podcast. Tim, it was crazy. COVID hits, and he, I don't know, he was in Mexico at the time, and I thought I would see him in a couple weeks, and then it was like, okay, like I may never see you again. And that was just such a shock, but, to see him again, man, like it's going to be a roller coaster of emotions. And, he's out there with his girlfriend, Anita, who is also a huge longtime friend of mine. So, Madrid, England, probably Germany. I would say I'm gonna probably end up hitting Berlin as well, and just I'm gonna tour the European countryside a little bit, and it's gonna be sick. So just
hell yeah.
And I don't know, like I'm talking about it because I'm excited, but it's like, dude, if that doesn't tell you that you've got to go out and you've got to move around and travel, I don't know what will. Fucking stay in your house. I don't know what to tell you, but it's just, I don't know, man. It's just really cool. It's really cool seeing what has happened in this year. And even more exciting is how we're carrying those victories into the next year. Because the next year, like 2022 is going to be a massive, massive year for 315. Really a massive year. And obviously everybody says when the new year comes in, like it's going to be so sick. We're going to have the best time. I remember saying that briefly before a global pandemic, and guess what? Like I was proven wrong. So I think that the one thing that is for sure is that we will continue to grow. We will continue to make better of ourselves and the people around us.
Bro, we have no choice but to grow. What are we going to do? Sit here and do nothing? Or are we going to, own our situation and just grow from it? That's our only two options. The choice is yours.
And, I don't know. I mean, I choose to grow. Exactly. I choose to keep moving forward and, find out a way. And we're going to absolutely do that. And, it comes with time. It comes with, a focus on it. And really, now we're set.
Our foundation has been laid.
Finally.
This has been something that we've been working on for years. And, I can hold my head high saying that, we held our own and now we're blessed.
Yeah, that's a great word. I mean, we really are we're blessed to be here. We're blessed to have grown from what happened in this year. And this will most likely be the last podcast of the 2021 year, you know? And
we might have one more in us.
yeah, well, I mean, huge travel schedule coming up. Speaking of travel, I mean, I don't come back until...
I forgot about that. You leave Tuesday, right?
Yeah, I leave Tuesday, and I'm off to the north again, so...
We can try a Zoom podcast.
That sounds like an audio nightmare. We'll give it a shot. Fuck it. I mean, I don't know.
We'll do like a live stream.
I'm just happy to be back. If you're listening to this point, I don't want to say drinks on me in case it's too many. I don't want to, put myself in a financial hole. So if you're listening to this point, tell me what your favorite beverage of choice is. I'm going to go ahead and say it's this Woodford Reserve that I'm drinking, and it is gradually making me, fucking lasered, to be honest with you. And Logan is lasered off the red grape Welch's sparkling.
I'm fired up.
We got a knock on the door. Who the fuck could this be? I literally don't know who this could be. Literally don't know who this is.
Yo,
what's up, bro?
Where do you guys have your modem router?
Modem? We're right here. Right on the, on the side right here.
Jordan, what's up? We're shooting, we're literally in the middle of shooting a podcast right now.
Your house might have it right here. There's like a little hookup in the kitchen. So we got either kitchen or there's one right there, and there's also one in the master bed.
Are you busy?
Okay.
You're on the phone. You're on the phone with AT. You're on the phone with the Cox connection, and we got the dog running around.
You're good.
Yep. That's the new neighbor. I fucking love him, bro. That's Jordan. Cupid's out here now. Cupid, get up here, bro.
Come here. Hey.
Get out from under your cave. He hides underneath the fucking table. This is a huge... We're going to choke him out. Oh, fuck.
Gonna knock everything over.
Oh, he's crying.
Being weird.
He's pissed. Yeah, the one time I wanted to hang out with me. What a struggle to get this dog up here. Here we go. There we go. What a massive interruption. Dog comes busting out of the back.
This proves that all our shit is live. We don't script this shit.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, you thought this shit. Yeah, you thought there was bullet points on how shows go. Guess what? They absolutely don't. Cupid, bro. I had a time with Cupid when you were gone. Logan goes to Colorado, and it was just me and Cupid just holding the fort down, and dude never left my side. I think he was no further than 3 feet away from me the entire time.
Shout out Blake. That was an awesome fucking trip, man. We saw wild moose, wild elk.
Oh, that's awesome. You didn't even tell me that. That's sweet.
We saw moose, elk, deer. We hiked 6,000 feet up. Our elevation was nuts. We started off, we're already a mile high. And
don't leave.
Dude is
dog's trying to fucking escape.
If we let him go, he's gonna knock everything over.
Oh yeah, but absolutely. Just cause mayhem.
We're hiking up these mountains that are so tall, the clouds cover the tip. The tips are taller than the clouds. My first time remembering a plane ride. That was awesome.
Yeah. How was that? How was your first plane ride?
I'll edit it out later if needed, but I took an edible on the way there.
No, fuck it. Who cares? took a fucking edible.
Took an edible on the plane ride there.
You're higher than God on the plane.
Well, no, it gets worse. So we're taking an edible right before the flight. We're walking through the airport. Keep in mind, I've never been to an airport, so I didn't know TSA checked everything. So TSA goes to check, and Blake's like, all right, here. And then I have to take another one. Because I'm already high as fuck, so I have to take another edible.
Oh.
So I get on the plane, blitzed now, I'm out of my mind. So I'm sitting there, and we start taking off. But as I'm looking, I look out the window, the ground is standing still, but the plane is going 400 miles an hour. So we take off, and I put my head back, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna sleep. So I close my eyes, and then all of a sudden I just feel my entire body start spinning in a circle. And I'm like, all right, this is it. I order $12 for a 25-cent packet of ramen and a Coke. So I spent $12 on a $2 meal, and I eat the ramen, best ramen ever. And then
better have been.
Chug the Coke, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna sleep. Get so sick, I go to the bathroom, throw up, slept the rest of the way, felt great. land in Colorado, there for like 5-6 days, get back on the plane, blew it down in Colorado, best weed I've ever smoked in my life. And now we're back here, and in a few days we thought to get back, and then I'll be right back on the road to
Holy
the Smokies.
fuck, dude! I can't believe that you puked on a plane. Not I've done it before as well. Hammered on planes.
Yep.
Dude, I'd taken tons of drugs to get through planes. No shame there. I mean, fuck it. It's what it is. But that is, I can't believe you didn't lead with that story. Why am I just now hearing this on the fucking podcast? Why did it take us setting a camera up for you to tell me the funniest story that came out of the Colorado trip?
It's just one of those things that like you have to be there.
No, yeah.
I didn't even think about it. Like,
oh yeah, bro, you had to fucking be there.
So much shit had happened that was the last thing on my mind.
You probably thought that you were in like Star Wars with light speed, just fucking the plane taking off.
I was sitting next to a random guy too, so like I have this random dude next to me. I'm greening out, just trying to like keep my cool. I thought I looked good, but like I'm probably like one eye's open, one eye's closed, just fucking like moving around.
Yeah, who knows?
I had like this little table, like the size of this wine glass, to keep like my food on.
Yeah, like the tray.
Yeah, I'm either having to sleep with my head like on somebody else's knee, or I have to put my head on the back of somebody else's.
Did you have like a 2-row plane?
3-row.
Oh, so there was a space between you two.
No.
Damn, so it was 3 deep in the row. Yep. Oh yeah, I would have been claustrophobic as fuck. I would have been wigging out. That's why I don't smoke weed anymore, man. I'm too scared to. We hit the Delta 8 pen, and that was like, that was maybe like a month ago, a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And I mean, legal completely for the haters that are gonna. We
all have our medicinal cards.
Exactly. No, for the haters that are gonna clip this. You can buy it like you fucking buy, a glass of wine.
Haters will see us walk on water and they'll say it's because we can't swim.
Facts. I don't know where you pulled that out of, but that's a fact. All I'm saying is, dude, that was one of the I hit that and I was like, fuck this. I don't know why I don't like it. Leave me with some Woodford and I'm good. But just honestly. When you go to Colorado, it's like when in Rome, you gotta partake, I guess. And I mean, holy fuck.
Awesome trip.
My flights are now like booze only, which is just kind of like you're on a really prolonged roller coaster.
I felt like I was in a Wolf of Wall Street scene.
Yeah, where he like takes all the drugs and he times it just right. No, it's perfect way to do it, and
speaking of good stories too, man, I had never seen snow before, right?
Oh yeah.
So our first hike was we accidentally got stuck in a snowstorm. So we go to see this waterfall, completely frozen too. I didn't think water could freeze midair, but like this waterfall was just frozen in time. So me and my brother were like, all right, cool, let's walk around the backside of it so we can see it. So we start hiking up this mountain, and then we're like, all right, we made it this far. It's like 2 p.m. So we're like, all right, we made it this far, let's keep going. So this time the hours start adding up, so it gets colder at night. So as it got colder, the ground started freezing. And I'm in Vans and he's in like Nike shoes. So we're going, and we're not dressed for the cold either. Like we have like a hoodie on and like sweatpants.
Oh my God.
So we're going up this mountain and we're probably about 4 miles in. And we finally get to this nice view. We turn around, sun's going down. We start walking and we're walking in place. We start slipping and we're stuck in like a full sprint. Because we can't stop because the ice is so slippery. So we're like literally ice skating on Vans and tennis shoes going down this mountain full speed. And then all of a sudden we get stuck on like one that's like this, like just straight down. I can't even walk. I'm just sliding, hit a rock, boom, bust my ass. just wiped out, spun around everything. We're having to hold on to like tree branches and not fall. And both of us are now busting our ass constantly, and we're just taking turns. So because we don't know when you're gonna slip, it's like a minefield out there.
Yeah.
So we're just like taking turns. Like I'll bust my ass, he'll take the lead. He'll bust his ass, I'll take the lead. And we're just going down this mountain for 4 miles, like Bama kids who have never seen snow, just stuck.
Blake had never seen snow either.
He had seen it, but he had never hiked in snow.
Oh God.
So he didn't know like how bad it was gonna be either.
That's crazy.
So first day. Mountains 1, Birch Boys 0. We go to Walmart, we get suited up, and we kick the mountain's ass the next day.
Yep, get them next time. That's the right mindset. And isn't that the 315 mindset? Get them next time, man.
We'll get them next time.
You go down, you come back up, and we've come a long way, my brother. We've come a long way, and so much more to come in 2022, and we appreciate so much everybody. I mean, if you've listened to this point, you genuinely give a fuck, which means that I would kiss you probably on the fucking lips, and take that as you will.
Shout out Robert Earl. He does kiss his dad on the lips. I've seen it twice.
That's a topic for another day. Robert Earl III. We have a lot to talk about, I think.
On that note,
yeah, I think that me spilling liquor is genuinely enough sign that we are done for the night. And hopefully you spill plenty of liquor listening to this as well.
Before we go, I want to thank Bryant High School. Thank you guys for all the toys that you raised. You guys made this shit awesome. Well, after the Colorado story, shout out to the toy drive.
Yeah. After we're fucking throwing liquor around and talking about drugs on planes. Shout out to the
toy drive. We keep it professional over here. This is behind business hours. So
this is after hours.
Yeah, after hours.
By the way, non-alcoholic for the haters. I can't really speak for myself. I'm a fucking scumbag.
We can swim, by the way.
I can personally swim. So
we can swim. We just choose to walk on water. But
what a first great episode back.
Oh yeah,
thanks to everybody for listening. It's been a blast, and all I can promise for 2022 is that you will see more of us. Love it or leave it. You're going to see more of the fucking boys.
Anybody local in the Mobile, Pensacola area listening this far, if you want to meet us both, we're going to be December 18th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., Bayou Football Park, a.k.a. Zerlot Park. The Give Back. Come out, show your face, and free food, free toys. If you have a little brother, bring them. Love to meet you guys, and salute.
Little brother or sister, perhaps. I mean,
or sister.
Just, older brother or sister.
Bring your dad.
Bring your fucking dad.
Bring your dad. Bring your mom.
Bring your fucking dad. We're gonna have a boxing ring set up, and I'm gonna fight all the dads.
Yes, that will be happening. That 100% will be organized.
It's gonna be Bruce Buffer is actually gonna make an appearance as well. He's gonna
bare knuckle, by the way. It's gonna be like Kimbo Slice days.
No gloves. Yeah, it's prison rules. You get in the ring, and you live or you die. You fight to the death. And I don't plan on losing. All right, enough of this. This is fucking ridiculous. See you next time. Thanks for listening. Cheers.
I might skirt off in that red eye. Nowadays it's been so hard to keep my head high. In competition with myself, so fuck the next guy. Used to have friends, but now I don't, cause I can't stand lies. All my feelings deep away and put my heart on standby. Same bitch I've been with, but we still fall like we ain't never met. The sound cool, but you still catch me wearing Nike tags. In this world, everyone fake, I'm not trying to impress. At least I know when I go, I'ma die with respect. Yeah, I remember wearing hand-me-downs. Same ones who doubted me back home, they turn to fans now. And I was taught to go and get it. I can't stand around, fuck, I look like waiting for another man to hand it out. Brand new Air Force Ones and Nike sweatsuit with my hoodie on. New budget for that video, gotta wait until them goodies gone. Family over everything, me and moms, we got a different bond. And I look at my friends just like they family, so don't do me wrong. My dreams into reality. 7 months on them couch cushions in that studio, I caught a lot of Z's. And I do it 100 times. I'm not the only one, but best believe I'm getting mine. Nowadays it's been so hard to keep my head high. In competition with myself, so fuck the next guy. Used to have friends, but now I don't, cause I can't stand lies. All my feelings deep away and put my heart on standby. Same bitch I've been with, but we still fall like we ain't never met. The sound cool, but you still catch me wearing Nike tags. In this world, everyone fake, I'm not trying to impress. At least I know when I go, I'ma die with respect. Making waves on the east, you probably heard about me. Barely graduated, fuck college, I'm tryna earn a profit. Jumped up in that water with my talent and a little knowledge. If I didn't know it, I said fuck it, I'ma learn about it. I ain't have a shoulder I can lean on. They used to tell me I can't do it, I'm hard-headed, I can't believe on it. And I'd rather work for it, no shortcuts, I don't need none. If I ever have some issues, I'ma light it in this weed blunt. Praise the Lord, cause he done made a way. I'm with Big Bro when he makes more plays in the Phillies game. I've looked fear inside the eyes so many times that I'm not afraid. And I don't care how many times I try, I'm gonna be okay. Off in that red eye. Nowadays it's been so hard to keep my head high. In competition with myself, so fuck the next guy. Used to have friends, but now I don't, cause I can't stand lies. All my feelings deep away and put my heart on standby. Same bitch I've never with, but we still fall like we ain't never met. The sound cool, but you still catch me when like you text. In this world, everyone fake, I'm not trying to impress. At least I know when I go, I'ma die with respect.